Hey everyone, this is Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Today, we're going to be discussing how to use AI for product image optimization. We're going to talk about how AI can help you better market your products, how AI can save hours of analyzing customer reviews, and this is kind of cool, how to turn the customer feedback into product images and videos. Okay, so let's see. Welcome to another Lunch with Norm, e-commerce, Amazon, and FBA podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
Okay, like I said, today, pretty cool topic. We're going to be talking about how to use AI for product image optimization. Our guest joined Jungle Scout in 2021 after 2 years working at one of the first Amazon partnered advertising agency that he was hyper focused on the marketplace. He managed over $1 million in monthly ad spend and also has launched his own brand on Amazon. And this is our returning guest. Welcome back, Jake Zarastian. And we will be right back after I read a live. Let's see if Kelsey did his job. He did. Good for you, Kels. All right, this is our first ad read. Hey, Amazon sellers ever faced with account suspensions, ASIN hiccups, or IP headaches? Introducing Seller Basics, your Amazon account's guardian. With just $99 per month or code NORM, $89 per month, Seller Basics offers a dedicated team to shield your business from these challenges. Plus, this membership offers free legal consultations from seasoned e-commerce attorneys. And there's no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at just a month's notice. View Seller Basics as your Amazon account's health plan, and you can check them out at sellerbasics.com. Now for the disclaimers. Seller Basics is not an insurer or law firm. Consultations come from independent firms. Results may vary, and membership is needed before events leading to claims. And also, terms apply. Okay, so let's get to it. Kelsey, where are you?
Hello. Now that we're doing it only once a week, it feels like it's been a year in between every episode.
I know, isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's very strange, but it's good to see everyone. Good to see Steve. We got Simon joining us. Jungle Scout is in the comment section as well.
All
good
right.
to see Scout. We got Marcia and Tony. Good to see everyone. Welcome back. For those of you who are wondering where our Monday and Friday episodes are, we've made a change about 2 or 3 weeks ago that we're only going to be doing once a week now. So we're still trying to get the word out, making sure all the beardos are in the know of that. And Tony's asking, are you coming to New York next month, Norm? Are you going to be doing more?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good to see everyone. Let us know where you're watching from. And we've got a couple things coming up. I know you want to talk about CMS a little bit today.
Oh, yeah. So if you subscribe to Kevin's newsletter, Kevin King's newsletter, the BDS newsletter, he put an email out yesterday talking about the CMS trip. We've got 5 tickets left. So if you are interested, it's a pretty cool excursion. Starts on August the 4th in Vancouver. We travel through the mountains with this glass top train, and it's all first class. It's called the Golden Ticket, and it's the Rocky Mountaineer. So then it goes, I forget what the first stop is, but I think it's Kamloops. Then it goes down into Lake Louise, and we've bought 2 days at Lake Louise, the Fairmont. Anybody's seen pictures? I know Steve's on, and he's been at the Fairmont before, and it's absolutely incredible. We've got like the premium rooms for that hotel. We're going up to the glacier ice fields and doing a tour up there, and then we're going to end up over in Calgary. But the most important part is, and I know Tony Cigar is not going to like this, even though his last name's Cigar, but it's cigars and whiskey around a campfire at night and just telling stories. And if you don't like cigars, or like me, I don't drink, they're just good stories. Anybody who's been around us, like Luke, or a bunch of you guys, know that the stories are pretty cool when we get going, from everybody. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the chat. And again, we've got 5 tickets. If you're interested in bringing a spouse or a business partner, let us know. This is not an Amazon mastermind, by the way. This is a life experience, an experiential mastermind, which is kind of cool. So that's about it for that. If you have any questions, just reach out to us and we'll let you know. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, Kels, just the newsletter again. Hope everybody liked the last couple of stories. Did we get any comments back on the last newsletter?
The last one, no. It was more of a poll of if you had a bad tattoo experience or not, because the story this week was about how you had some hesitations about tattoo. So
I did have by the way, I those of you who've known me for a long, well, I guess it would be you, Kels, because when this happened was 2009. I was I had a tattoo done about 20 years ago, and it was this tribal tattoo on the back of my calf. And I noticed it was colored, like, that I usually just do black and white tattoos now, but it was a colored tattoo. And the guy messed up the colors. Nobody really noticed except me. And it pissed me off that this tattoo that I paid for, I looked at, and the guy messed up the colors, and it was just, no. So the one on my left leg, like about, is a cover up because of that.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think people, if they're watching from the podcast, realize like how many tattoos you have. Like you're pretty tatted up. Like you've got
I am
legs, your ribs, like you got it all. So yeah, a little fun fact. If you see Norm at an event, ask him about his tattoos. Also want to say a quick hello to Faye and Luke. Good to see you guys. I know it's been a while. And let me see. If you are interested in signing up for the newsletter, check it out here. It's lunchwithnorm.beehiiv.com, and Beehive is spelled BEEHIIV.
You know what we got to do? We just got to get a forwarding one, Norm's newsletter.
Yeah. But check it out. Links are also in the descriptions. So if you don't want to spell it, just go there, click on that. And let us know. We got a great topic today. And Jake's been on before. So I know you guys.
And guess what? Guess who pronounced his name right? Remember, I did it like it was like 10 times. I was trying to say it the last time.
I think you're on a roll. It's three names in a row you've got, right?
Well, yeah, one was Smith, one was Jones, now this one. So, but okay, so enough of that. Let's get into this. If you have any questions or comments, you can throw them in the comment section, and let's get going. So you can sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, enjoy the episode. Welcome, Jake.
Hey, Norm. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for pronouncing my name right. I appreciate that. It's not an easy one.
See, it bothered me so much that every day I wake up, I just say your name. So
that's awesome.
It wasn't the first time. So how's it going?
It is going great. It's actually cold here. Not cold. It's muggy here in Austin, Texas. We've been dealing with the 100-degree weather these past couple of days, but it's a nice reset. It's like 90 degrees today, which is cold here.
So yesterday in Canada, today's even hotter. Today, where I am, just from downtown Toronto, about 2 hours, we hit with the humidity 103.
Ooh.
Yeah,
wow.
That's not normal here. And today is supposed to hit around 110.
Ooh, wow. And you're staying inside, I imagine.
Yeah. I didn't get this color from going outside and tanning.
Man, we
Yeah,
swapped
so
here.
it's hot here. It's hot, in a lot of places up here in the north. But okay, let's get into this.
Yeah.
First of all, AI product optimization or product image optimization.
Mm.
I'm hearing this is getting better and easier all the time. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And it's interesting because there's two maybe separate trains of thoughts here. If you're listening to this and you're like, AI image optimization, is that actually like using AI to create the image itself, or are you using AI for some sort of insight into what types of images you should be having on your listing? And really, it's both. What I'm really excited for is the idea of using these insights that AI can glean a lot faster than we can to realize like, yeah, what's important to customers and what are things that you should be displaying in front of them or highlighting that's going to get them to one, click your product, and then two, actually stay there and convert rather than maybe bouncing out and going to one of your competitors.
Yeah, one of the things when I was reading, so usually when I come on, I don't know who's on. I didn't know you were on today. And then as
Yeah.
soon as I saw you, it's, this is cool. Great topic. One of the areas that I really liked about is how AI can help you better understand your product. So, how does it analyze it? So, and I'm asking this question, how does it analyze your product to understand, the image better, or how to create an image?
Yeah, that's a good question because there's really two reasons that you could use AI for image optimization, or really just like anything on your listing. And that's one, product development. Through product reviews, your own customers are telling you what's going wrong with your product, if there's any issues. Or if you go to your competitors and do some review analysis on their products, you might see a common denominator, common factor. Maybe it's something as simple as quality. Maybe it's something that's just very specific to one product. And if it's your product, you may not have known there was a trending issue without AI telling you, hey, over the past year, you've had one quality related negative return. But over these past 3 months, you've got 10. And there's something wrong with your quality. And that may mean you have to go back to your supplier and ask to inspect your last inventory run, or inspect maybe your next upcoming inventory run. And so that sort of like plays into the importance of, do you need to get product inspections more? And AI can help you realize through customer return insights or feedback, really, what's going on with your current inventory or current product. So product development, but then also I think what we're going to talk about more today is images. So what can you actually glean from your customer feedback? If your customers are saying, hey, I like this little feature, and you just thought that was a little feature, but no, it's actually something that they care about. Well, make sure you have an image that's calling that out and you're speaking to those people. And so there's a lot of information that we could discover just by reading a bunch of reviews, but AI helps us do it more efficiently, obviously more faster, and it could even uncover things that we just didn't know, that didn't surface in just our own scanning of the reviews.
Yeah, one of the things that you can do as an Amazon seller, just exactly like you said, find these little things, but it's that USP. How
Yes.
can you do something differently? Or if people are asking for something, or they find out through the different reviews that, there's something bad that's always happening with your competitors, focus on X for your images, you can start to create that moat around your product that'll help protect you and get more sales. So there's so much you can
Yeah.
do. One thing I haven't done, and I just, as you were talking, I was thinking about this. Can you just pull reports and import them into, not feedback, reports from Amazon, put them into a ChatGPT or whatever LLM you're using, and extract information from that? Maybe your best search terms.
That's interesting. Yeah. So you're thinking pulling what, search term reports from your
Yeah,
advertising?
yeah, like, your search term reports or any
That's
type of
interesting.
report that you could use. It might, the first one I thought of was your search term performance.
Right.
And if you're going to target the best search terms, put it into AI, see if it could generate an image based on that.
Hmm.
And at least that's targeting your best search term. And maybe you can make a few of these images and just rotate them out, or use Amazon experiments to see which one works best.
I love that idea. That's interesting. You're taking your own first party data.
Yeah.
To add to that, Norm, what you could do is you could go into your brand analytics and to see who your customers are by demographic. And if you're noticing, like we did this for our product at Jungle Scout that we sell these dog washable pee pads. And we noticed that the majority of people that buy them are females ages 45 and up. And so it's the overwhelming majority. So if we were to go get images done professionally or through AI, we'd probably want that demographic to be the model in our images. So you could take that one step further with more of your brand analytics data.
Yeah, that's just something I might try today.
Awesome.
It's just, and that's the thing about AI, especially if you understand a little bit about it, you could start moving the needle in your favor. So, and this is what we're going to, continue to talk about today. So we've been talking about feedback. We've been talking about reviews. How can AI or ChatGPT save you hours with analyzing? Like if you go and use your software, you can download the reviews and the feedback. How do you know, or how do you analyze it?
Yeah, that's great. So let me break it down. And in case anybody doesn't have Jungle Scout, I will touch on how you can do this in Jungle Scout. I wanted to make this very inclusive for people that just don't have Jungle Scout. You could obviously go manually. You can just go to a listing, copy and paste the reviews into like ChatGPT. You could use a extension like Jungle Scout has one where you just press a button, it downloads all the reviews. And then if you don't have a tool, you could just go into ChatGPT and ask. I'm actually going to pull up one that I did recently. I downloaded a bunch of reviews for a bunch of golf bags. I was in the market for a new golf bag not too long ago. And I was just curious as I was shopping. I was like, if I were to sell this product, what would I do differently from like a product development standpoint? But also, if this was my product, what would I want in my images? And so I asked ChatGPT to analyze these reviews. I put like 400 reviews in there. And I said, what are the 5 main things customers care about most? And again, this is a free version. I just used the free ChatGPT. I wasn't even like ChatGPT 4 for this.
Yeah.
And it told me things that, as we talked about a little bit earlier, Norm, little things that I would not expect if I was a seller that people care about. And one of those things, if you're familiar with golf bags, one of the main things that people cared about was storage and pockets. And that makes sense. But when I'm thinking of a golf bag, I'm thinking of design. I'm thinking of, does it fit all my golf clubs? I'm not thinking about like these little pockets. Like, does it fit my water bottle? Does it fit my keys and 20 golf balls or 50 golf balls if you're like me and you lose 20 every round? And I didn't realize these little things that customers care about are going to be very important to showcase. And so then we asked from there, again, through ChatGPT, okay, based on these 5 things that you think that customers care about, what type of images should we create? And it essentially just, to carry on this example, said, hey, show the storage and pockets in this golf bag and put how many golf balls can fit in each one, or a couple beers in each one. And basically things that people use on the golf course or have in their golf bag, show how many of them can fit in there, because that's really important to customers. And what I love about this method is it's essentially weighting the things that people care about. So previously, before tools like ChatGPT existed, before tools like Jungle Scout existed, I actually did this myself just by reading a bunch of reviews, and then I'd throw them in Excel, and then I'd make a new column. And every time a particular idea was mentioned, let's say pockets, for example, to keep this example going, I would put a +1. And then if I read another review that said pockets again, I'd go +2. And I'm basically just trying to see how many mentions there are. And based on that, if I had 5 different ideas, I would rank them by number of mentions. But what tools like ChatGPT are doing, tools like Jungle Scout are doing, they're just doing that for you. So you don't have to manually read and assign subjects to all of these different reviews. And if you have Jungle Scout, maybe 2 more ways I'll mention to do this. If you have Jungle Scout, we just have an extension, or it's on our extension. You can just click generate reviews on any product's listing, and it will do just that. It will download all the reviews. It will look at them and actually spit out on the product detail page itself things that people like, things that people dislike, and how you can improve the product itself. And then what's really cool, Norm, I'm sure, have you messed with this feature within Seller Central? technically free if you have a Seller Central Professional plan. And inside Product Opportunity Explorer, you can go to a niche, or if you just want to do it for one particular product, you could do this as well. And there's a tab called Customer Review Insights. It's essentially telling you what people are saying. If they left a positive review, what are like the main things they're saying? If they left a negative review, what are the main things they're saying? And then there's also a new tab as well that they've just started to put in, that they just added, and it's the Returns tab. This is so important, I think, for images, particularly because it's telling you why people are returning certain products.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's very, very new. Within the past couple months. But what I love about that is you might notice that a lot of people are returning your products because you did a poor job of displaying it or highlighting it in the most accurate way in your listing. And I have one just pulled up here. The first insight or topic that this product was returned because of was that the size of it is actually smaller than expected.
Oh.
And so that's something right there. If that's an issue with your product or your niche, that you should really hyper focus on an image that shows, like going back to that golf example, how many golf balls can fit in that pocket, how many clubs can fit in, how many beer cans can fit in certain pockets. And so all of these ways of collecting reviews, whether it's a free way of manually downloading it or using a tool like Jungle Scout to automate it, and then learning from it, again, whether that's an automated way through Jungle Scout, Seller Central, or just through your own +1, +2 weighting system. This is going to tell you very, very quickly, and to answer your question of saving hours, I can just do this right now. I can type in any niche and then figure out right away what are some things that I want to call out in my images or better develop in my current product. I love how much time this saves you.
Yeah, and how much insight it gives you. That I think is the most important thing. Like the size, the size example that you just gave, just being able to show, like we sell soap, with our soap, it's quite large. And some of the complaints we had, especially from females, is that it's too big for their hand. It's 3.5 by 3.5. So one of the things that we're looking at is going from this 5.3 ounce soap down to a 4 ounce soap. So you could provide that more for the female market because it's just a block of soap. So this would have extracted that very easily. And I'm telling you, an extension like this will save you so much time, give you so much insight. You can give it to a VA, but you could just do it yourself and then feed this information into whatever image app that you're using, whether it's within ChatGPT or you're using something like eCommerce. Because you guys don't do that, right?
No, so it will feed back insights, but if you want to collect a bunch of them, it's smart to like save it somewhere on a notepad, or if you're going to put it into a ChatGPT tool, then you can just add those.
Well, I'm talking about images. You got
sorry.
Jungle Scout does not do images, right?
Correct. All just data and intelligence.
Right. That's what I thought. Until when next week? I think everybody's coming up with more and more. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows where it's going to go? Okay. So we're pretty much at the bottom of the hour. And one of the things, first of all, I want to mention is that questions. So if you have any questions about AI or what we're talking about today, just put them into the comment section. I already see that we've got a question from Tony. So if you're interested in a couple of questions, throw them in there and we'll answer them at the top of the hour. Now, if you're new, we've got a bunch of people listening today. If you're new, we do something very different at the top of the hour, and that's a giveaway. And that giveaway is called the Wheel of Kelsey. To enter, let's get this straight. It's Wednesday. I always blame it on Mondays, but it's Wednesday. Enter hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag 2 people. You'll get a second entry. And the prize today, Kelsey, why don't you tell everybody?
Yeah, so today I'm going to be doing a social media audit for you. So you can let me know what social platforms you're on, and I'll take a look at what you're doing or what you want to do and kind of build out a plan for you. So to enter that, that's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Put that in the comment sections, take 2 people, and you'll get a second entry. But I'll just be doing a consultation and audit of your social media platforms, what you want to do, what you're looking to do, what you're doing currently, and see what I can do to help. And yeah, so we'll connect with you.
You're an international traveler, I hear. I hear you got hired and flown out to meet somewhere in Florida last week.
That's right. That's right.
Who's
So
this guy?
yeah, it's been pretty crazy the last couple of weeks. Lots of travel. So yeah, if you want to enter, that's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, and looking forward to connecting with the winner.
All right, very good. So I see Simon's already in there. So hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, you get a second entry. Now let's talk about Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat. So Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat is a book that my friend wrote, Colin C. Campbell, and it's all about the entrepreneurial journey. It's about his entrepreneurial journey and people that he's interviewed, top entrepreneurs like Joe Foster, the CEO of Reebok, Vern Harnish. Anyways, they're in here. And what he does is he takes the journey from start, scale, exit, repeat. He has 4 different categories within each one of those. Then he breaks it into subcategories. Why he's done this is it's part of a business reference guide or an entrepreneurial reference guide. So wherever you are in your entrepreneurial journey, you'll be able to find resources. So it's an awesome book. He emailed me yesterday and he said he's won 12 awards already, 12 awards on the book. Forbes published it, and it's available on Amazon with Kindle, soft and hardcover, and on Audible. And by the way, this is #1 on Amazon in, I think it was 15 different categories. So check it out if you haven't already. Okay, Kelsey, if you could throw the Amazon link there, and then we'll get back over here. Okay, images from an app like Jungle Scout. Is there anything else that you can extract from your app that would help with AI images?
The biggest thing will be customer feedback. Additionally, with that, if we want to move past customer feedback for a moment here, I do think keywords are going to be one of the most effective way of realizing what your customers are specifically searching for. And you can obviously do that within your first party data in Amazon. So your search term reports that we mentioned, Norm. But if you want to go even broader than that, outside of your current products, you can do an ASIN lookup using Jungle Scout's Keyword Scout tool. And that's going to look up all the keywords that your competitors are more outranking than you are, or outranking you. And from there, that's how I like to really figure out my sponsored display or sponsored brand images. And so if I'm going to be using a certain keyword that my customers are using to buy my competitors' products, I can then hyper focus on a specific image that's going to really draw their attention. And a lot of times I'm actually including that image that keyword in the image itself on my competitors' listings or at the top of search with the sponsored brand campaign. So I do think outside of customer feedback, maybe your competitors' most impactful or highly ranked keywords would be another good insight to maybe download automatically using a tool like Jungle Scout to do that for you.
One thing that is kind of a pet peeve of mine is really good quality images that have way too much text. Text is for your bullet points. You know, it's okay to have text on there. And font, by the way, drives me nuts because there's so many times the font is multiple fonts on a small image, and it's just way too much. So it's very confusing, and just aesthetically, it sucks. So one of the things you can do is you can upload these images now, and if you do have a book, you know, on your image, you can ask. You can ask the chat GPT to analyze it and to break it down into bullet points. And then you could take those bullet points and then put them in rather than having the 5 or 10 paragraphs that you write so nobody can read or see your image. So I think that's really important when you're looking with GPT, you can analyze now. And now with the 4.0, it's even better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and kind of adding to that, one thing that we always talk about is highlight, if you're going to use keywords, to your point, highlight benefits, don't highlight features, unless it's a highly technical product. And something you can use AI for is if you download your search report or download your keywords, however you get your keywords, and then ask ChatGPT to turn these search queries into benefits or into problems. And so if someone's typing in washable pee pads for dogs as an example, you could ask AI to what are they actually trying to solve here? And they'll tell you, they have a dog, a senior dog that has incontinence issues or a new puppy. And you're like, oh, there we go. There's an image right there. Or there's a way that I can draw attention to customers with maybe like a video, a sponsored brand video campaign. And so, yeah, I love using AI for that reason to like translate keywords into problem solutions.
Yeah, to make sure that if you're going to upload it, that the algorithm will have a better chance, or you have a better chance of getting that image understood correctly. I know I was talking with Kevin King on this, and I forget the example. I think he put it into his newsletter, but it was an image that you looked at, and as a human, you thought, okay, this is, this product and the container. But what the algorithm picked up was completely different. And the other thing about this is that when you do this, when you analyze the images, it could come back with different categories because you can ask about that, or you can come back with different keywords that you might not be targeting. And all of a sudden you get these keywords that you would never have thought that you should be targeting. So it's kind of cool, just really trying to extract more information than just, take a look at this picture. And that goes back to those feedback, by the way. So you got me thinking, you could take that, you could take the image and you could relate it back to the extraction that you had, or to the extraction from your competitors. And how can I improve this? Are there any mistakes? Like, it's easy to say, right? And we could talk about prompting, just pre-prompting, whatever it is, making the perfect prompt. But what are the mistakes people are making? Like, it sounds so easy to do, but it's not. To get the perfect information, to get that information, people are making mistakes. From your end, what do you see?
One issue, or one mistake I think that jumps out right away, is putting a lot of weight towards one call out or one piece of feedback, or really one piece of anything data. So that's why I've always added, before AI existed, really in this sense, weighted measurements to like really figure out how many people are talking about this, because you may even run like an A/B test using a tool like PickFu and realize, oh, these 3 people said something. But if you were to run that with 100 people, they might be in the minority. And so I think adding too much weight to a couple pieces of feedback is a mistake, because then it could lead you down this hole of like every feedback you get, you're going to implement or really consider. And that can be very dangerous. Outside of that, I do think maybe not getting enough data sets in. So this is pretty similar, but if you're just doing review analysis on maybe your top competitor's product, those feedback are going to look a lot different than maybe someone who doesn't have that many reviews or other products in your niche. So I would really, it's almost like I'm horrible with thinking about this, trying to go back to college now, but if you remember in like certain classes, they would say statistically, what is it? Not relevant, statistically valid. It's where you get enough people to actually make your data or your study legit. And that's, I think, very important here. You want to make sure you're getting a lot of this data, not just one listing feedback.
Yeah, that's very important. And by the way, I think it's Marcia. If you could throw that comment up there, Kels. Norm, profitability, Pineapple strongly advocates using text on images, and that's 100%. There are companies that have no text, and I think back in the day, what was it? It was a lip chap company, Burroughs. Anyways, there was a high end or a good quality lip chap company, lip, whatever that is, a lip balm company that used to just use images. And when they had a chocolate flavored, it was mouth watering. If it was dipped in honey, I mean, it was just, you wanted to try it with no text. Well, a lot of companies, like 99.9%, can't do that. So text, they could try to do it, but text does bring out in a short format. So just very like a bullet point. I'm talking bullet points being 2 or 3 words. The problem is so many people use a full sentence and maybe 2 or 3 sentences. And I know Travis, I don't think Travis from Product Pineapple would say to use a sentence. That for me is, and there's so many people that have so many different opinions on this, but for me, you want to have the person glance, get it absorbed into your head, and you want it to be something like, this is what we're talking about today. What are the main points that draw people's attention to buying your product on your image? Let them read about it in your bullets. But your images, you shouldn't be reading. You can have text on it, and it's just like, okay, here's 2 or 3 words. Or I'll give you an example. Sorry for going down this rabbit hole, but it was a men's face cleaner. And we just had, how do you use it? Right. So 3 steps. Step 1, whatever it was. Step 2, step 3, enjoy. Like very, very simple. And then even ingredients. You don't go on, like I've seen a lot. I don't know about you, but have you ever seen the people that put ingredients, but then they put a whole sentence under it? Well, here's your 5 key ingredients. Just put the 5 key ingredients with whatever they are. If it's eucalyptus, show it. If it's lavender, show it. That's the worst thing for me, that's the worst thing you can do for images. What do you think?
I couldn't agree more. And I've seen people in the supplement category, honestly, I think it's way better than doing that, but just turning the label around and showing a picture of the label. And if they want to read the ingredients, they will, but the main call out is just showing the bottle in some sense, and you can add some graphics. But if someone wants to read, they'll click the image, zoom in, and read. But I always like to say this, but don't give your shoppers homework they never asked for. People like reading, but not when you're trying to buy a product. You don't want to read. When's the last time you went to a store and you walked around and you're trying to read all the boxes? You're really just looking at the product and the price point.
That brings to another point about aesthetics. So that product, that first image that you have, I alter. So let's just take, because everybody knows these really ugly supplement brands that go up there, and you know that they don't know anything about aesthetics, is where they have you can't read their logo. They've got 1,000 things on their label. And then the cylinder is a flat cylinder, so it doesn't even look like a cylinder. Plus it's got the nutritional facts wrapping around and all the other crap wrapping around. So now it takes away from what you want to buy. I always, I take that off. I take those 2 sides off. I make sure that you've got the lighting so it looks like a cylinder, maybe a 3D rendering of it. One thing I do, and it's never come back to bite me, I haven't had a person come back to say, oh, this isn't the same packaging, is I alter the packaging. Anything that's not relevant, I take off. If it's net weight or the scent or the, whatever it is, I make sure it's there, but I make sure that the logo is big. So it's completely visible. Now that's altering the package, but I think, again, nobody is going to buy it and say, there was 5 other things on here, and it's not going to work that way.
And you know what? Some of the biggest brands in the world do that. And it's okay. It might seem like it's going against Amazon's terms of service, but it's a gray area as long as you're not
Yeah.
negatively affecting the customer experience. If you look up right now, I think it's Colgate. If you look up like a Colgate 6-pack of toothbrushes, obviously it's targeting somebody that's trying to buy toothbrushes for the family, or they're going on a road trip or camping trip and they just want to get some for their friends. And they have a cardboard box that just has, like, you can do this in Canva, and black regular bold text says 6-pack. And that's clearly not the box you're going to get it in, but they know they want to highlight that because they don't want to just minimize the one toothbrush that they're showing in the main image just to show 6 of them. They'd rather show one close-up shot of the toothbrush and then a box in the back that literally just says 6-pack, so that it gets across why this is like a $30 price point. But if the biggest brands in the world are doing it, it's certainly okay for you to do it as well.
So in the future, even the next 6 months to a year, what do you see? What are you most excited for about what's coming out with AI?
What I'm really excited about is customization, which is a very broad term, obviously, but it's what I'm really excited about. So with AI, you're obviously able to get it to do things for you. It can analyze things for you. But if you have a lot of different data sets, a lot of people just don't sell on Amazon, or a lot of people don't want to just use the UIs that a lot of tools like Jungle Scout offer. Maybe you have a different presentation of the data that you want to see, or you actually want to pull in some data from your Amazon account, pull it in from Jungle Scout, maybe pull it in from your Shopify account. But that tool doesn't exist, or it's way too expensive. And so there's a lot of companies like Jungle Scout actually that are releasing our APIs to anybody that wants to just access the foundational data that we're using in our tools. And with AI, what's amazing is I don't know how to code. I don't know how many people that's watching or listening to this right now know how to code. But with AI, you don't need to. You can ask ChatGPT. You can use a Zapier integration, and you can ask ChatGPT to do the thing you're trying to do, give you the line of code that you need to figure out how to integrate the data and how to use a Zapier account with your Jungle Scout API keys. And that's what I'm excited about, using AI really to just customize whatever you want, whatever data you need, and however you want to see it, because it makes the barrier to entry a lot lower where you don't need to learn to code. And so, yeah, that's going to be a hot topic. I know it's something that Jungle Scout's trying to do more of. We actually have an API right now that we released not too long ago, within the past year, and we're now trying to make it easier for sellers to use it with Zapier and other ChatGPT tools.
Okay, very good. Okay, Kels, let's get to the questions.
All right. So yeah, we have a couple questions. I think the first one we should do is from Tony. What are the top softwares you're using aside from ChatGPT?
All right. Do you want to take that, Jake?
Yeah. The biggest one, obviously, I'm Jungle Scout. I have it, so I use it, and I use it for everything that we mentioned today. But outside of ChatGPT, outside of Jungle Scout, I'm using some other tools, but not as much as I would say ChatGPT. I use that one probably most often because I can use it on my phone when I'm out and about. Another tool that I found really helpful is just Photoshop's generative fill. Little things like I have a brand that I consult with right now, and their products are very seasonal, or it's not a seasonal product, but they get a lot more sales during seasonal events. And so we'll use like generative fill to just replace something in one of the main images that is seasonal. So a good example of that is like a dog that might be wearing a Christmas hat. Well, when it's not Christmas season, I can just remove the hat because we took a photo of the dog without a hat on. But then during Christmas season, generative fill the top of the head, and it puts a cute little Christmas hat on. That's just one small example. You could do the same thing for any holiday, for New Year's, for Easter, for St. Patrick's Day. But I use generative fill, I feel like, the most in terms of just like editing images or generating images. I think it's one of the most realistic platforms out there. But granted, I haven't tried every single one.
Yeah, we use a bunch of different tools, even for the podcast. We use Adobe Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It's free. And what happens is we'll have guests that come on that don't do a lot of podcasts. So they might not have that mic, and it might be a little staticky, or it might sound further away. This will bring it up to studio quality sound.
Nice.
And it's free. So
cool.
that's one thing. There are one of the ones, John Benson. Do you know John Benson?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome
Loosely.
guy.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. And he's got an app. He came on here, and it's called Benson, BNSN.
Okay.
And it's for anything about copy. So John's a
cool.
copywriter, and he's a fantastic copywriter, but we've used that, and it's unbelievable. So if you wanted a certain style, if you need a long form or a VSL, or if you want anything, an email campaign, a recurring, like a staggered email campaign, whatever you're looking for, a newsletter even, it provides you. If you're doing a webinar, it'll take, like if you say, oh, do it in the form of Jason Fladlund. Okay, boom. And it'll do, that's something that has been unbelievable. So we also, I think he gave us a code. I don't know. We have to check with Kelsey, but it was like $500, and then it was a small amount every month. It's not an affiliate code. It's just something he gave us. I think there was a deal attached to it, but that's one. For Kelsey, I know he uses Canva quite a bit. For writing, you could just, like nowadays, you could just use any of the LLMs, but I also use a company called Koala, and that does a really nice job for us when we're writing any articles. But going back to Benson, it can do that too. So if you want a press release or something, those are just a few of them. Kels, do you any others that you can think of?
Ones that I use, I definitely use ChatGPT the most.
Yeah.
With images, with copywriting.
eComtent, by the way. That's another.
eComtent
Yeah.
For product images. A lot of the times for these episodes, I'll download the transcript from it and then upload it to ChatGPT, and then have ChatGPT like analyze it. I'll ask the different questions, like the main takeaways. What was the apps that Jake said in this episode? Can you like rank them and like grab the links for it? Stuff like that. Descript for any of the transcriptions, and if I need to like edit anything, I make show notes. That's all through Descript in itself. Jessica is saying eComtent, so we've had Max on a bunch on the podcast, so definitely check out eComtent as well. I know they just released a GPT to optimize or do an audit for your listing for Amazon Cosmo, and what that would look like if there's anything you need to change for that. So I can drop that link in as well if you're interested in that. And Tony is saying ideogram.ai is another cool one. So lots of cool software.
And there's going to be a big announcement probably next Wednesday about an AI tool that I've been working on. So it's going to be a complete AI template, like for social media, for your form letters, for your landing pages, everything in all one suite. It's going to have like a smart workflow, smart templates, smart tools for AI, and it's going to be a designer. So it's just on topic today about images. It's going to do all of this. And we've been trying to get this set up, but it'll be for Shopify images. Like, so one click, you don't even have to think. It's going to write the posts for you. It's going to take the images. It's going to create images. And it's good for Facebook, Instagram, X, Pinterest. It'll work with Klaviyo, and it's just a one click. It's taken a year and a half to create. And so I'll be announcing that next week. And I think it's going to be pretty awesome.
That sounds, I'm really excited about that now. He kind of got me all excited for that.
Okay. So I think that's it for, oh no, we got two more questions, right?
Yeah, this one is from Tony as well, asking about maybe a mailer question, so maybe for Norm. But I have 1,200 USA addresses in my Shopify. I exported it. It's $1.38 a unit to do a 5x7 postcard mailer. Any ideas for the card?
Any ideas for the card? Do you mean where to get the card printed?
I think so.
Oh, gosh. Yes, I do, Tony. I do some. I've sent out some postcards from my soap company, and what was the name of that company? It's a North American 1-800 postcard. That's what it's called. 1-800 postcard. They're very inexpensive. If not, I do have a Chinese supplier that I can give you as well, but it depends. Like, it's only 1,200. So here's a thought. If you're going to get 1,200, maybe look at 2,500. It'll probably cost you the same amount. All right, next.
Okay, and that's it. The other one was more just a comment about AI tools. So yeah, I know there's a bit of time. Jake, do you want to tell us a bit more about Jungle Scout and where to contact you?
Yeah, absolutely. For those that may not be aware of Jungle Scout or just need a refresher, Jungle Scout is an Amazon intelligence platform for really Amazon sellers of all sizes and brands. We have a suite of tools that help sellers with product research, keyword research, but we also help some of the world's largest global brands with our enterprise suite of tools, and that's called Jungle Scout Cobalt. And if you want to learn more about our flagship Jungle Scout tools, which is for the smaller or up-and-coming sellers, or the enterprise tools, just head over to junglescout.com and you can learn a lot about both our tools, but also we have a bunch of free resources. We don't just promote our product. We have a lot of free YouTube videos. That's what I do at Jungle Scout. I create our educational resources for the video team. And then we also have a bunch of blog articles as well on the website. Again, that's junglescout.com if you want to learn more. And then if you want to stay up to date with me or Jungle Scout, LinkedIn is the best. You can find me at Jake Zarastian on LinkedIn, Jungle Scout on LinkedIn. And then our Instagram page, Jungle Scout, is pretty much what we probably use most often to do any releases or education as well.
I just saw a comment from Tony. What's my pitch on the card? I'm wondering if Benson can do that, but if not, ChatGPT could probably do that. Import some of the information about your brand and see what it has to say. And say you're acting as maybe Perry Belcher or whoever you like as a copywriter, John Benson, and see what it would say. If I could definitely take a look at it for you, but the other thing is the app that's coming out within the week. Maybe we could try that, Tony, and see what it comes up with, because it's not going to. I don't think we can design a postcard, but I've done 1,000 different postcards. So if you want, just reach out and we could talk about that. And we'll get the pitch and what you should put on it. But there's definitely ways that we can get this information onto the card and make it effective. Okay, so I think that's it. And Marcia says to call her too, Tony. Why don't we go over to the wheel?
It's time for the Wheel of Elsie.
All right, we got a lot of people today.
All right. Yes. So if you are the winner, please email me, kate@lunchwithnorm.com, and we'll set you up with the social media audit for me. So
I'll give everyone a social media audit, Kels.
Yes. And it looks like Legendary Studios.
All right. So I think
That's
that's
the
a
winner.
first time winner.
So yeah, Legendary Studios, if you could email me, kate@lunchwithnorm.com, I'll set you up with a social media audit for myself. So just send over any social media links, your goals, and we'll hop on a call and discuss. But thanks everyone for entering, and we'll be back on next Wednesday.
All right. Jake, thanks for coming on, talking about this. It was really interesting. It's perfect timing. So can't wait. And by the way, you look so different. Are you engaged or something?
Oh, yes, I am. Last time I was on, I was technically a single man, but now I'm all locked up. I'm engaged.
So forget about the golf stuff.
Yeah, that's very true. That's a good point.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me on, Norm.
Hey,
Really
no
appreciate it.
problem. No problem. Okay. So I hope everybody enjoyed Jake today. Awesome guy, returning guest, and hopefully we can have him on again. And that's it for today. Kelsey, you want to join me?
Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching. Again, if you're wondering where we are Monday and Fridays, we've made the decision to cut back to only once a week to Wednesdays. So it's just we've been doing this for over 3.5 years, so we thought it was time to just do once a week. Really focus on the guests coming on here, the topics that you guys want to listen to. So we still do have our newsletter, our WhatsApp group. We go live once a week here every Wednesday. Make sure you check out Jungle Scout. I dropped a link here, and links are also in the descriptions. We have our newsletter that's also in the description that goes out every Monday. Those will have all the updates. And if you want to learn what's happening in the world of Amazon, if you want to have conversations with other Amazon sellers, check out our WhatsApp group, not Telegram, WhatsApp group. That's where a lot of the beardos you see in the comment sections are hanging out, asking their questions, talking to each other, hanging out, and having a good time. So anything else from you?
No, I think that's probably it. The newsletter this week was pretty good. So you did a good job on that.
Thank you.
Came out really well.
I really loved the image for
Yeah.
the one with the tattoos. So if you're interested, check that out. Again, links are in the description. It's lunchwithnorm.beehive.com. We dropped that in the comment sections, but also check out your excursion with Kevin King through the Rocky Mountains. If you're interested in that, check out the Collective Minds with an S, society.com. And you can learn more about that. I think Tony had a question if that was in US or Canadian dollars. That is US.
It's
Correct.
US dollars, yeah.
Yes.
And let's see, it's August the 4th until the 8th. And you'll get it's a small crowd. I think it is going to be 16 people. And we're just going to hang around, 6 days, hanging around with Kevin and myself, and we're just having a blast. So if it's something non-Amazon, but you'll be able to pick our brains, I mean, that's something, no problem. But if you just want to have a really cool once-in-a-lifetime experience, we're going to do this once a year. We did it last year at the Formula One, this year with the train, next year, we don't know where we're going. But check us out at the collectivemindssociety.com. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's so weird just doing it once a week. I always want to say join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but just join us on Wednesdays at noon Eastern Standard Time, and check out our newsletter, our WhatsApp group, or Facebook group if you want more of Lunch with Norm. Okay, that's it. We'll see you next time.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
All right.
There we go. All
That
set.
was awesome.
There we go. Yeah, that we had a bunch of people on, good number, and lots of people wanted that wheel, so that was cool, Kels.
Yeah. So I think we're all set. We got set up with the affiliate account too, so I was able to drop that during the episode.
Oh,
as
we
well.
should have mentioned it during the.
Yeah.
We could mention it in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah. So we'll drop that in the WhatsApp as well. And I think that's it. Thanks so much, Jake. That was awesome.
Yeah. Hey,
course.
Jake, did Kelsey talk to you about if you have any content you wanted to provide to go into the newsletter?